What's going on, guys? This is Michael MGF, and today I'm going to be doing another LEGO Star Wars 2014 set review on the Jedi Interceptor, and the set number for this one is 75038. The recommended ages are 7 through 12, and it has a piece count of 223, and it retails for $24.99. I honestly think it should be $19.99, but it's still, this set has a major personal value for me, because you guys don't know, I've mentioned this a few times in the past, but Anakin's Jedi Interceptor with Vulture Droid, that set from back in 2004 when Revenge of the Sith was initially coming out, was literally my first LEGO Star Wars set, and therefore this remake, though it doesn't have the Vulture Droid, still has a major personal value for me, and that's why I'm really appreciative that the LEGO Group did remake this, because, you know, I kind of look at this and it reminds me of those days when I was a kid, and it's just it's a great set. You guys have all seen Jedi Interceptors. It's a very similar design. It's really nothing insane, but for $24.99, it's a really nice remade set and a new variation of Anakin and R2-D2. So it's a solid set. It's just I don't think it should be $24.99. I think it should be $19.99. But I'll get into reasons just as to why in just a moment. But for right now, let's go ahead and take a look at both of the minifigures included with the Jedi Interceptor. So starting off with the new variation, for the most part, of Anakin Skywalker, we have him wearing his Interceptor, or the headset that he uses to pilot his Interceptor, and it's a really nice new variation of Anakin. The torso still remains the same, though it is really awesome, and then you see the belt also has the continuation of the robe printing on it. Just a really nicely detailed torso and belt, and then you have the black sections on the legs, which are printed on there onto some dark brown legs. So we've seen this before, and the same could be said for the back of the torso, but still really nicely detailed and really nice utility belt. But I mean, for the most part, like I said, this Anakin variation has been used before, but what is new about it here is he does have a new head, featuring the headset, like I said, that he used with his Jedi Interceptor to pilot it, or at least not necessarily to pilot it, but, you know, when he's using it, he needs it, and they have implemented that onto this version of Anakin, and the entire face is completely new, and definitely very reminiscent to that of Hayden Christensen, and this headset is a hell of a lot more detailed than the original, and just generally looks fantastic, and I have zero complaints with it. Great head, and the same could be said for the alternative version of the head, which is much more aggressive, and if you ask me, more Anakin-like, so really am fond of both heads, honestly. Really do appreciate this minifigure, and he does have a dark brown version of the Anakin Skywalker hair, so I mean, for the most part, that's pretty much it for this new variation of Anakin, and it's just, you know, the nostalgia is amazing, because you guys remember the original version of this Anakin Skywalker way back in 2004. I mean, it's amazing how far just this variation of Anakin has come, and it's just, like I said, the memories are out of this world, and this figure just really does the original Anakin Skywalker variant of this, you know, of this variant justice, and definitely a great Anakin Skywalker overall. R2 is actually also completely new, and this is super awesome because this version of R2 is just genuinely better, and something you'll notice right off the bat with this new version of R2-D2, though it does capture the same base concepts that we've seen used on various R2-D2s in the past, you'll notice that it is in a now dark blue color. The standard blue color has been switched to a dark blue color, and just genuinely looks a lot more like the live action version of R2-D2, and I really do appreciate the color change, as it's just genuinely more more appealing, and it's the same basic look for R2-D2. We've all seen it before. The same details, really isn't a whole lot new aside from the color change, and also he does now have a chrome dome piece for his head, so that's really nice, and once again, a nice color change. So really, there aren't a whole lot of changes with this R2-D2 variant, you know, in terms of basic details, but what's the big change here is the fact that you have the completely, you know, recolored blue and dome piece. So, I mean, for the most part, I really do like this R2-D2, and we will be seeing this in the Sandcrawler. So looking forward to the Sandcrawler, and for the most part, really glad that R2-D2 was updated because he looks great. Alright, so now that we have both of the minifigures done and out of the way, we're going to go ahead and move them out of the frame for just a moment, and also the box as well, so we can get a look at the actual Jedi Interceptor itself. And this set is honestly really fantastic for a lot of reasons, but I mean, you gotta understand, we've seen this before. It's not like this set is completely new in terms of design. We have seen our fair share of Jedi Interceptors, and this one is literally just one of the same Jedi Interceptors, just with a few different piece changes and a few different different modifications here and there, but none that are really noticeable other than its primary feature, which was just implemented for this version of Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, and those are the spring-loaded shooters. You get 2 of them on the bottom here, and if you haven't heard my opinion on the spring-loaded shooters already, I think they're great. It's just the only problem that I have with the spring-loaded shooters is that they do not really look like Lego pieces, but they are still far more effective than any flick fire missile that the LEGO Group ever implemented into a set, so I'm really glad to see them show up with this one. And you don't really have anything to shoot at with this set unless you buy the Vulture Droid, which is another set that I'll be reviewing very soon here on my channel. But we can go ahead and I can show you how these work. I guess we'll use Anakin as our guinea pig today. So if you'll stand up, please, thank you. Okay, so pointing them at him, you can see you have to push the spring-loaded shooters down like this. You just push down on them, and that's how you fire them. And there you go. So that's pretty much how these spring-loaded shooters work, and it is definitely a really nice design, and definitely, like I said, far better than any flick-fire missile. You have a lot of smooth pieces on the bottom of this thing, and you can see all the different plates and different clip pieces that were used on the bottom of this, even some slopes here and there. So really nice and useful pieces that come with this thing. And then the wings are really nice. They fold in just about the same way as they always have. You have a little bit of detail underneath each one, and the wings are the primary source of the stickers for this set. And the only thing I always hated about these Jedi Interceptors, it's not really a big problem on the LEGO Group's part. It's just that whenever I open the wings, I'm always OCD about it, and I always want to make sure they're in just the right position, so that it just gets to me, and that's what you probably just saw that I did right there. But you can see we do have these stickers on the underside of each wing. It's kind of like a ventilation sticker. You have that on the underside of each wing, on this wing, and on those wings as well. So it definitely has a nice level of detail, even though the top of the wings do look a little bit bland. They could have used some stickers themselves, but it's still really nice regardless. And then, of course, just like in the movie, you have some ventilation down here, and these are actual chrome pieces as well, and then you have the hollow area right here. So pretty accurate and super awesome, but once again repetitive to previous designs. And pointing out the rest of the stickers, this entire cockpit piece is a new cockpit piece. It's not a new cockpit piece, but it's a new print on this cockpit piece that we've seen many times in the past. And then a few other stickers to point out here. We have a couple of Republic symbols here and here. Both of those are stickers and unfortunately not printed. And then the actual control panel piece within the Starfighter itself, or the Interceptor rather. And still really nice control panel piece. I believe I might actually have that the wrong way. No, I don't believe so. But if I do, I apologize. But still really nice and detailed sticker there. And you can see right here we have a 2x2 available space for Anakin to sit inside there. And it is definitely pretty awesome. And he fits in there nice and easily. Nothing, no problems there. And putting him in there, if we can just go, there goes the cockpit again. Seating him in there, you can see he fits in there really nice once you've closed the cockpit. So really great design overall. But if we go ahead and actually, you see these little clip pieces behind him, those are what you use to hold his lightsaber. Now, while this is completely unrealistic in every regard, this is how it's been with all Jedi Interceptors in the past, or at least most of them, is you take the actual blade and you clip it into one of the other clips, and then we'll just move him out of the way for just a second here, and then you can take his actual lightsaber hilt and clip that into the other available clip piece, and then put him right back in, and now you have both Anakin and his Jedi, what am I talking about? Anakin and his lightsaber stored in there, so that's really nice, because it's nice to just not have a lightsaber lying around, because that's one of the that's a big thing for me personally, because reviewing all these sets, little accessories like lightsabers and guns and things like that really build up, so it's nice that, I can store it inside the Interceptor itself when I am ready to display it. And then taking R2-D2 here in his new look, you can see we have one available stud right in there for him, and then you take his little slot on the bottom of him clips right into that, and he fits in perfectly in this 2x4 space, as the entire chunk just completely breaks off for me, only because I'm recording the review, so that's super convenient. But reattaching that on the bottom there, you can see when it's not doing that, and when R2-D2 is not trying to rip apart the whole ship, you can see he fits in there really nice. It's my only gripe, even though there's really not a lot of ways around this, or if there even would be a way at all, is that his legs are hanging out, and that's not how it is with the actual Interceptors. So that's a little minor, flaw, but nothing that really makes a huge difference. And then you can see we also have the guns, which these are the guns that don't really do anything. You have them on, you have the main ones in the center here, which look really nice, and once again very accurate, and then the ones on the side as well. So really nice for the most part, and a lot of different yellow plates grades and slopes and tiles and a really nice starfighter. You even have this printed piece here. This piece is actually a Republic symbol that is printed onto a 1x1 flat stud, so that's really awesome as well. And that, like I said, that is printed and not a sticker, so that's super awesome. And you do actually, if I'm not mistaken, get an extra one of those. And yes, you do. I just looked over my extra pieces pile, and you do actually get an extra one of those, which I'll point out in just a minute here. But for the most part, that's pretty much it for the Jedi Interceptor, and a great remake overall. And if I didn't show you there are the engines, just very basic. And yeah, Jedi Interceptor. The Jedi Interceptor's box is actually a reasonable size, given that it is a $25 set. I still think $25 is pushing it, but anyway, you can see we do have the age range here, which is 7 through 12, and then we have the set number and all the specs on there, and then we have the planet of Mustafar as the background, which is pretty cool, and then you have the new 2014 look on the top there with Darth Vader and the whole Mustafar type cracks, and they actually fit with this set, because there's the actual planet that these molten lava effects are based off of. And then we have the two new minifigures pictured in the bottom left corner of this one, and then we have Anakin Skywalker featured in the actual size reference, so that's pretty cool as well, with R2-D2 right next to him. And then we have all of the features that I just went over, and you can see we have Anakin's Jedi Interceptor landed on the Mustafar platforms that we saw in the end of Revenge of the Sith. So really cool box art, nothing too insane, but then you have a nice action shot of right there as well, the Interceptor firing at nothing, because you have to buy the Vulture Droid for the Interceptor to have anything to fight against. So that's okay, but still a really nice box, I suppose, but definitely nothing too insane. The instruction manual is actually what you would expect. It's only like a 61-page build, and so that's, like I said, that's what you would expect. And then you can see we have the new advertisement for Lego.com/Star Wars, along with a checklist, which does exclude all of the exclusive and microfighter sets, but still has all of the mainstream sets, so that's pretty awesome. And yeah, we almost have all of these reviewed. Just need the Vulture Droid and V-Wing, and those reviews are coming up very soon, if I'm not mistaken. If plans go accordingly, then the V-Wing will be up next, just for your reference if you stuck around to the almost end of this review. The extra pieces are pretty basic, but you do get a unique piece. As I mentioned earlier, you do get an extra one of these, but I already said that, and here it is, the extra Republic symbol printed on a light bluish gray flat stud. Then you get an extra black, actually you get a couple of extra black lightsaber hilts, and then a chrome lightsaber hilt for Anakin, and the extra spring-loaded shooter, as we're going to be getting wherever these spring-loaded shooters appear, because if you're more than likely going to lose a few of these. And then you have a few extra gold studs and some tiles and a few connectors. So, I mean, basic extra pieces, but super glad that we did get an extra one of these, because they are really useful, and you'll probably see this show up in the Siege of Pal City. I'll probably figure out a way for that to get in there. But yeah, extra pieces. Now let's go ahead and conclude this review. You know, actually, before we do conclude the review, I kind of want to mention that I feel like this set would have been complete and probably worth the extra $5 if they gave us a couple of Buzz Droids, but as we all know, Buzz Droids are in the Vulture Droid, so the way they have this set up is if you want the recreation of the Anakin's Jedi Interceptor and Vulture Droid set from 2004, then you're going to have to buy both the Interceptor and the Vulture Droid to get the full thing, because it's kind of separated into two sets, which is fine. It's just, if they had Buzz Droids in both this set and the Vulture Droid, I would have probably thought that this is worth, you know, the actual price point of $24.99, and that's why I think it should not be $19.99. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this review, and now we can go ahead and finish it off. You're right, R2, the droids should have shown up by now.
Excuse me, I currently mean you no harm. Vulture Droids and Buzz Droids are not available in this set. Therefore, by the request of General Grievous, you are to forward this amount to him if you and your Interceptor are to be attacked by our forces.
Wait, so Grievous wants me to pay for you to attack me?
That is correct. Oh no, there's a clone.
Sorry, sir. I thought you were in danger. Well, apparently we have to pay for that now. Alright guys, so that about wraps up this review on the Jedi Interceptor, Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, and you guys heard my opinion. It's a solid Jedi Interceptor. I mean, there really isn't a whole lot to complain, and I'm really fond of how not only are you able to fit R2-D2 inside of it, but you can also take Anakin's lightsaber and store it inside as well. So I mean, for the most part, there really aren't a whole lot of major complaints with this. I mean, you know, being able to see R2-D2 from the bottom isn't really that big of a deal, and that's why it's no reason to avoid this set in any way. And I mean, just very minor problems, if there are any at all, to even worry about. So I mean, no huge complaints with the Jedi Interceptor. Just the only complaint, the main complaint that may be a little bit of a turnoff, is that it is about $5-6 more than it really should be. I think it should have been retailed at $19.99. But you know the LEGO Group and how they do things. They have a reason, so just hopefully a good one. Regardless, guys, that's it for this review, and if you enjoyed it or found it informative, be sure to leave this video a like below, as your support really does go a long way, and I've been trying to crank out these reviews as quickly as possible while working on a lot of custom minifigures that I know you guys are definitely going to really appreciate when they do start showing up pretty soon. And I'm also working on the Siege of House City, the mock that I'm bringing to Brick Fair, so I'm also trying to record as much as I can and edit as much as I can to get these videos out for you guys, because I know you want to see these reviews as much as I want to see them done. And yeah, you can also follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Links to both of those are also in the description below, and there I post all kinds of behind the scenes photos and updates of what's to come for my channel and whatever it is that I happen to be up to, such as the Siege of House City. You'll see photos on there that you won't see anywhere else, along with various previews and even photos like this that I just posted to say goodbye to the Clone Wars and, you know, things like that. So yeah, guys, that's it for the Jedi Interceptor. Huge amount of nostalgia with this set, given that this is based on the first set that I ever bought from the LEGO Star Wars lineup. But for the most part, guys, that's it, and I'll catch you later. Alright.
Bye!
Sorry, my voice has been kind of going because I'm kind of sick. If you couldn't really notice throughout this review, I've been trying to cover it up as best I can, but let's try that again, okay?
Bye!
Gosh damn it, I hate being sick. One more time.
Bye!
Is a piece count of 223. Excuse my creaky chair. Gosh damn it. Okay, go completely out of focus. Appreciate that. And this one retails for... Screwed that up.